Up and away. It's time to say goodbye to Chicago again and head south. And once again, we're going back to Florida, the Sunshine State. In particular, Sunrise City. So here we come. We're up in the air. Italy was great, but it's time to put a move on again and head to the warm, tropical Isle of Hutchinson. Goodbye, Chicago. I'll be back when the weather's just a little bit nicer and spring has sprung. But for right now, if I can get down there by, let's say, sunset, I'm doing okay. I got some ideas, I got some record stores lined up, and I'm ready to roll. Detroit Bob, I'm back down in Florida. And I'll tell you what, the weather's nice. I got a chance maybe to get up to Vero and check out some 45s. But Detroit's playing good this year. Detroit Bob's on his game, and hopefully we'll come home with some records. Let's get in this Dodge Ram and take it up to Vero again. And this is a Ram 1500. Dodge goes back to the Dodge brothers. And they were sort of contemporaries of Henry Ford. Let's get in here. Speed limit 45, that's what I'm talking about. It's speed limit 45. All right, gotta love those 45s. 45. Speed limit is 45. That's RPM. All right, I'm moving down the road at the speed limit 45, so I like my chance. For those of you over in the UK, our speed limit on these types of roads is 45, but that would be miles per hour. And we're sort of still on the old non-metric standard there, but it's also the speed of 45s. Well, that would be rotations per minute. But either way, this is A1A. It goes up and down coastal Florida, basically. It's on a barrier island, which is, we're on just a strip of sand before the mainland. Heading north to Vero Beach. All right, we're gonna go down 656. US 1 is the major route north and south on the mainland. Wax Records, lower left, that's the place. Wax Records, Vero Beach, Florida. And the magic sign that says open is lit up. So let's give it a shot. Gotta love the window art this guy's got going. You got Miles, you got King's Crimson, you got the Ramones, you got Smashing Pumpkins, and of course Wax Records is where we're at, and that's Vero Beach, buy, sell, trade. You got some Duran Duran, you got some Funkadelic, and you got the iconic Clash Guitar Smash. Is that Tupac? I'm not sure. I walk in, the owner's putting some 45s in shipping crates, so we know we're at the right place. How awesome is that? And once again, we're at Wax Records. We did an episode on them a few months ago, and so hopefully we'll get a little creative and show you a different side of his shop today. And we got Saxon here. Saxon, what's selling in terms of 45s? You mentioned something in that box right there.
45, so I got 3 7-inches from this Northern Soul group called Rising Sun.
Oh, cool.
And
is that the label or the name of the group?
That's the name of the group. Yeah,
wow, that's pretty wild.
And so I sold them anywhere from $200 to $500. This one sold over $200. I auctioned them all off starting at 99 cents.
Oh wow, so they just kept going higher and higher and higher.
Yep,
now are you selling those by any chance to UK guys? Because I know those guys go crazy over Northern Soul. Or are these US buyers typically?
This was a US buyer. The other one, went to Japan.
Wow.
So it's all over. Yeah.
What is it with this Northern Soul scene? Is that a genre? Is it a scene? Is it, how would you?
It's a scene, but a lot of the Northern Souls groups, they were on private labels, they were on smaller labels, and they gained traction later. So everybody's looking for them. There's been a lot of articles that have come out about Northern Soul, which has boosted them. And made a lot of collectors come out looking for them.
I would say 30% of RockMine's viewership is UK Northern Soul fans.
Yep.
And I'm sort of late to the scene on the whole thing, but I've been looking for them, and they're not necessarily hits. But they play well in the clubs and the discos and in the casinos up there, and they became regional favorites.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to look around and look for some 45s, of course, and then we'll maybe get a tour and see what else you got and what's hot.
Sounds good.
All right. We're talking to Saxon. Now, Saxon, you ran across, or a customer ran across a rare 7-inch. Tell me about that.
So he was digging down below in the 7 inches that weren't priced yet, and he found a rare Elvis 7-inch that was pressed in Chile in 1957.
Wow.
And he goes, you might want to look this up. He goes, I think it's worth about $50.
Yeah.
Looked it up on Discogs. Sure enough, it did sell like 10 years ago for $50.
Right.
Looked it up on PopPsych, which PopPsych is a sales history of eBay sales.
So you can type in a record, a 7-inch, LP, and see what it should sort of sell for.
Right. You can see the sales history of eBay.
Got it.
And then when I looked up on eBay, then I saw a lot bigger numbers, where even recently it had sold for like $300.
Wow.
So I said, yeah, let me throw it out there for $300. It's in pretty good shape. I listed it. Within 10 minutes, it was sold. Somebody in Japan jumped on it.
Wow.
I sent him pictures, and he's already received it.
And you listed it on eBay?
I know I listed it on Discogs.
Okay,
I
good.
listed it on Discogs. So now if you go on Discogs and you look up this Elvis Presley 1957 7-inch, you'll see that the highest it sold for now is $300.
So that was the actual one you sold?
That was the actual one I sold.
So you created...
April 19th, 2025.
You created the sales history on Discogs by selling that one record.
Right.
And you'll see that. A lot of times you look up on Discogs, it's never sold before. Right. That should tell you right there that it's pretty rare.
9 people have it on Discogs, so that should also tell you 9 people have it. It's an Elvis picture sleeve.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
want it.
Okay, that's a good. Now, in your opinion, and obviously this is just an opinion, Discogs or eBay, which is better to sell records?
I like Discogs.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy.
Yeah.
So you might be able to get a little bit more on eBay because maybe more people are seeing it.
Yeah.
But you can't beat the ease of I can list a record in 10 seconds, whereas eBay takes me a minute. I have to take pictures of it. I have to do this.
Right.
People trust our feedback. We
Right.
have repeat customers that keep coming back, and it's just so easy and quick to list.
Do you have like a quick Discogs? Just look up Wax Records.
Wax Records Inc.
Okay,
Yep,
Wax Records Inc. right there on Discogs. So, okay, cool. I'm going to look around a little bit. We already talked about pricing and how you do things. I'm going to get down on the floor and get down and dirty and look at some 45s. All right, Wax Records. And right off the bat, she loves you. What a great picture sleeve. And this is the case where you're looking at the picture sleeve being probably worth more than the record. So $14.99. That'll come off with a little hairdryer, that little sticker there. So don't worry about that. Got a small tear up here, but you don't see these very often. I've seen this one. Matter of fact, I should have known better with Hard Day's Night. You see that pretty often, but it's a nice, clean She Loves You. And what's the B-side? B-side, they don't even list the B-side, but almost all the early Beatles. Swan was an early release. And you got to remember She Loves You was real early. What a great picture of the lads from Liverpool. What a great way to start out today's dig. All right, let's see what we got here.
That's fine. Yep, that's good.
Now, a lot of these are comments, so I'm going to pass on them.
Yep, I'm pulling it right now. $9.99. I'll put it down below for you. No problem. Yep, see it. Heard you use the hair dryer method for price stickers. Do you use the lighter fluid method as well?
I'm afraid to. Does it leave? Would it leave some residue or anything like that?
It doesn't.
Okay, good.
So you would think so.
Yeah.
But it it does evaporate.
Okay.
The residue.
Well, that's good to know because that's my next. I actually have some lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Because I got a couple of those old
Yep.
Zippo lighters
Yep.
that I like when I go to a party or something.
I find the lighter method to be safer than, or the lighter fluid method safer than the lighter method or the hair dryer method.
Wow. Okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another nice picture sleeve. So how do you do your pricing? You just sort of like, oh, that's a $3, that's a $5, that's a $6.
Yeah, so I don't want discogs. I'm not looking for max value.
Right, right.
I evaluate the pressing and the condition of that record, and I look at sold. I don't look at what's out there. I look at both, but I put more emphasis on what's actually sold in that condition.
Right, right.
And then I price it cheaper than that. So
Good.
It's like I try to give people an incentive for digging in the store.
Got it.
I'm not looking at max dollar, and I will tell you this.
Yes.
If you find it,
Yeah.
it's not priced yet.
Yeah.
I do even better.
Okay.
So I try to give, because you're putting in more of the work, and
Right.
you have to stand at the counter and
Right.
have me price it. So I try to give people an incentive for the more pain in the neck way of doing it.
That's pretty
So
cool.
they, they're not gonna be 50 cents, but if it's a $15.45, I'll probably price it at $9 or $10.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And a lot of those 45s are gonna be cheap.
Yeah, I
So
like
there's
it.
A lot of cheap ones.
Well, I've learned to be more selective too,
Yeah, good.
because I used to just walk out the store with like 145s, and like you can't keep up with it.
Right. How's it going?
The best, acting about yourself.
Hang in there.
Haven't seen you in a while. Usually Dad's here lately.
Yeah. It just depends on the day you show up. I'm here every Monday.
How's the pump doing?
You were looking through. These are nice. I've used these before, and these are the premium archival quality. But I've used this company before, Square Deal, they're called, and so you can get anything from the regular paper to these premium ones, which are the polyline black paper sleeves. Go wide angle on this. And here you can see pretty reasonably priced. I mean, for me, if you get a great 45 for $3, you won the game. Some colored vinyl, pretty cool. Don't see that very often. All right. Windley Records, the Collegians. So that is the Swan. This probably came in this sleeve. Yeah, S4. So that would be a match. I might get that. Bertha Tillman. Jay Jackson. That might be Jermaine Jackson on the writing credits. Promo. You don't see a lot of Steely Dan on 45. Nice picture sleeve there. Pretty wild. Pearl Jam, of course, always stayed loyal to vinyl. So when you look at these Eddie Vedder releases, Pearl Jam, they had a club where every Christmas they would do an issue on vinyl. And that's where where did my baby, can my baby be? A remake. It was like a sound check that they just put out. And I love that song. I love the original. I love their cover of it. And I forget who did the original, but you know the song. The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I gotta be good, so I can see my baby at the end of this world. Something like that. Great release here by Los Bravos. Hopefully you can hear me talk because I'm trying an earphone method to overcome the music.
Thank you. It's vintage. Thank you.
That's pretty cool. The horse. Everybody knows that one.
Horrible. I think I sold this one for about $10. So I can do like $4 on that one. This one I also sell for about $12. I do like $5.
The Vogue's 5 O'Clock World.
On these, unfortunately, these are very, very common.
Drew Carey, I think, had that on his game show. You remember? Drew Carey's a hilarious comedian. And I think he eventually did The Price is Right. Elmo and Patsy. Norman Fox and the Rob Knobs.
So those are 9. Leonard Cohen does really well, so the condition is nice on that.
Someone's selling some Leonard Cohen at the front desk.
Yeah. I mean, I do eBay, so like I can.
Madonna.
Take a look at it.
This guy runs a good shop. It's very clean, very neat.
The only comic books I do are Ninja Turtles, and one thing I know about comics is that a lot of them are worth nothing, and then there's a very small amount that are worth a lot. So it's.
And the guy for that would be the one in our old thrift shop plaza, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I told her I thought. She thought you were there. And I
So here's a lot of things that you look for in this label. It's got the double lines, disc jockey, so it's a promo, single color, Dart Records, an obscure label, So in Love.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's the famous.
Okay. No problem.
four of these.
No problem.
I just wanted to keep
Keep them separate. I got you. Glenn Miller doesn't sell. Bob Streisand doesn't sell. And First Not You Guys hit some decent shit. I can sell it for 5. Yeah, I can sell it for 5. It'll be like $1. Leonard Cohen. Beth.
Every little thing she does is magic. Great song. Nice picture sleeve by Bob Seger. Might get that. I'm a big Seger guy. Wonder what the B-side is.
Take that or you want to ask her?
I think so.
Okay. So what we say, 5 and 9 is what we're at.
Ain't got no money. I don't know if I know that song.
Those two.
Yeah, 5 and 9. So
Okay, so
4,
you got it all.
This Seeger in his classic Seeger mode, long hair. Sort of the Midwest vibe, about 1975, 76, 77, 78.
Got it.
You didn't see Seeger in some kind of punk haircut.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Great day.
You too.
And there's some new stuff, level 42. Got a nice mix of old and new.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah. You might say, well, why are you picking up the Bob Seger? Because I like Bob Seger. So you can have your personal favorites. Patsy Cline. Can't remember 404. This album was so great because they brought Thomas Dolby in on synthesizer. So urgent. Listen to the synthesizer and you'll hear it. Sweet Home Alabama. What's the B-side on that? That's pretty beat up. Take Your Time. So it's sort of a no-name B-side. That's a real cool Michael Jackson picture sleeve right there. Looks to be in great shape. Pretty wild. So if you're into reel to reel, there you go. Aerosmith Rocks on reel to reel. $54. Pretty cool. You can get these too. I've bought these before, the clear sleeves. All right, let's move on. Let's see what we got here. Cool picture sleeve. That's a nice twofer right there. Almost looks like a Third Man record release, but it's Elektra. Arrows featuring Macklemore. It's a record store today. I'm gonna pick that up. It's because it's sealed.
That'll grab him today.
That's some cool stuff, look, Leonard. It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
Get that stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's away.
All right. See you next time.
Yeah, Charlie Musselwhite, great blues harmonica player. Played a lot with the Chicago people. I think he played with Paul Butterfield. Here he is matched up with Ben Harper. I think I have that one. River Deep, Mountain High. You see Barry, Greenwich Spectre. Pearl Jam with Joey Ramone on the cover. Alright. So you got a lot of those Pearl Jam releases.
Those are all for one customer.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yep. Someone, them and their spouse was in the 10 Club for years, so
Yeah.
I filled the gaps in my collection with one person's and
Right.
and the other ones I was able to sell.
Great record there. It's in pretty good shape. Probably a very good plus.
Probably like, might be like 25% on average is all.
Got it. It's a great record. Look at that. 44.
$44 for Walt Disney Pinocchio. Dolby again, Billy Ocean, Dinosaur, Old School, Toys, Red Paris, Fuzzy, Third Man. How was your record store day this year?
Oh, really good.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, really good.
I heard some vendors saying they had a down year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well, it might be a regional thing, but
Right.
very good.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
I would say that it was a little bit different. Like our line was smaller.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the biggest line we've ever had.
Okay.
But I think that's because we had so many 20s of things. People felt like they could relax a little bit.
Right.
But it
Good.
was busier all day than I think it's ever been.
I was in Italy and they had theirs on the same day, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
And they were really promoting it over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's a great record. It's a shame. Writing credit, Stevie Wonder on that record. It's a shame by the Spinners. Great record. Mumford & Sons. Sort of cool. Any idea what's on this Mumford & Sons?
That was an old record store day one.
Yeah,
Let me see.
yeah. That's pretty bizarre.
Oh yeah, right. It has art.
It's like their white album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great twofer there.
Believe and the Wolf.
Probably obscure tracks. Not that I know every song of theirs by heart.
2015. I think this was our first record store day. This is 10 years old. This has been sitting in the store. That shows how many 45s we sell.
Yeah, well, what year was their big album?
Mumford & Sons? That was before that.
Okay.
We were still very popular in 2015.
Right.
Yep, that was a learning curve. We ordered way too many of those. I think we ordered like 30 of those.
Right.
Way too many.
Yeah.
Thinking we were gonna get allocated like 5, and then we got all 30.
Right.
I remember that being a major flop that year. That went down.
How long you guys been here?
Since 2014.
Okay. So you were sort of new to the game.
Yeah. That
Okay.
was the first record store day.
Was it 2015?
We were a little bit naive of 2015 was our first one. So we were a little naive of what sells and what was hard to sell.
This is interesting. Oh, yes, for 99 cents. Anybody good coming to the Sunrise Theater?
I didn't look at the schedule, but we saw Robin Trower here a couple months ago.
Oh, really? How was his show?
They're great.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to do a lot of the tribute bands.
Yeah.
We were down there for dinner the other night, and it was Queen tribute band.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was packing Second Street, like, pre-gaming. And we were over at the Thirsty Turtle, and half the people got up and left once it was, gates open.
Yeah.
So it's got to be helping the area a little bit if they can get some more acts, some legit.
Right.
Great record right there. I'm not a big one for the, these groups that just play the other group's songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's a night of nostalgia, but
I agree.
who's this playing?
This is Yusef Days.
I like it.
Drummer.
I'm finding myself migrating to jazz more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is my album of the year 2 years ago.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a modern guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty new, young guy.
Okay.
Like in his mid-30s.
All right, I'm going to venture into some of the unpriced.
All right.
Hey, Detroit Bob, back at you. And it's great to be back from Florida. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Saxon. This guy knows his stuff. And I'll tell you what, we had a great time up at Wax Records Incorporated in Vero Beach. So great that I was there for quite a while. So it took me a while to get into the unpriced stuff, but that's where it paid off. And with the miracle of the time-space continuum, I'm going to fast forward and show you the gem of the week, which I found out of that stuff that I hadn't even looked through yet. This is going to be a two-part episode. But first, shout out to my friend Kev. I got a novel I'm going to read called Beautiful Music. It's supposed to be really, really good. And I'm looking forward to that. And a trip down memory lane with Detroit connections, says Kev. And I got this, John and Paul Love Story in Songs. Very well rated. I got some good reading. I love reading about music. But the gem of the week right here, Booker T in the MGs. And it's in very good plus. Saxon gave me this for $1. And most of his stuff was priced, like he said, about, if it was a $15 record, he probably had it priced around $9. So I would say 30% off Discogs high price. Now, this sells for $17.20 to 68 cents. So anywhere in between. But the bottom line, it's a great record. It came out in 1969. Funk soul is the genre style, is rhythm and blues, soul, instrumental. And of course, it's written by Jackson Jones, Dumb, and Cropper, otherwise known as Booker T and the MGs. What a great, great song. Johnny, I Love You. I don't know the B-side, but I'm sure it's just as cool sounding. These guys pretty much created the Memphis sound. Remember, they were the Stax House band, so most of your Sam and Dave and a lot of the earlier stuff, well, like the Barkays, the Marquets, all those old soul guys. Wilson Pickett came through there, and of course Otis Redding. So a lot of the times you'll see Booker T and the MGs credited from the beginning. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes it'll just be Booker T. What a great record. What a great gem of the week. And come back, because next week we're going to go through the rest of the unpriced, and that's where I found these gems. So it pays to dive into the unpriced stuff and do the work for the proprietor. Yeah, there was a couple that he just couldn't sell me. He could sell them to me, but they're $40 or $50 records. And he knew it. He knows his stuff. But Saxon will give you a fair price. We're going to do a part 2, and it's going to deal with getting through the rest of those unpriced records. And I'm going to go through all those records, all my finds one by one, overlooking the ocean out near Vero Beach. So we'll see you next time. RockMine's the name of the show. If you're from the UK, make sure you tell our friends about us. We love you guys. We love Northern Soul. And we're learning more and more about it. The stuff that we miss and you guys chime in and tell me about, I'm going to go back and get it. The stuff that we pick up because of the list. And there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm convinced if a lot of you UK's guys would come over here and just fill up a briefcase, you'd have to do some digging. A suitcase full of old records, you would be quite surprised as to what you could find. So that's it. Detroit Bob, RockMine's the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next Friday with part 2 of Wax Records Incorporated in Vero Beach. And by the way, if you get up there, say hello to Saxon. Once again, Wax Records, and that's at 935 15th Place, Vero Beach. Great place to take a vacation too. All right, later.